This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University, celebrating 25 years of educating Southwest Florida.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida, to the Lee Pitts Student Union Center at Hodges University. We're so thrilled for our first taping here, and you'll see us here from time to time at this fabulous higher education institution. I want to encourage everybody, when you're considering getting your college education, you want to check with Hodges University first. We have the president here, Dr. Borofsky of Hodges University, David, that is. David, let's bump. And I think you have a presentation to make to me before we get started.
Lee, I am really happy to be able to give you this portfolio from Hodges University. This is leather. It's not the other kind that you might get from one of my good friends down the road. So I'm happy that you take that and bring that all over Southwest Florida as you're taping your shows.
All right, well, I wanted to thank you for this. I've been needing something like this, and certainly to have Hodges' logo on it fits right into my whole mission in life. Thanks a lot. We'll be using that in the future.
My pleasure.
High quality leather, huh?
That's right.
Dr. Borofsky, just get a little background about you and how you arrived here at Hodges University.
Sure. Well, Lee, I have been this is my fourth college presidency, and I've been an academic vice president as well. I grew up in New England, went to school in New England, and then have worked literally from East Coast to West, from Massachusetts to the state of Washington over the last 40 years, 30 years in higher education. Actually spent 10 years in a business with my parents up in New England. So my background is varied. I had semi-retired out in Tucson, Arizona with my wife. My mother-in-law is out there as well. She'll be 93 next week. Happy birthday, Shirley. And this job came open, and I got a phone call and was asked to interview, and I did so, and here I am in lovely Fort Myers and Naples area, and what could be better? It's great being here.
You know, it's normally said that people like things that are different, and I would assume that by Hodges being different, that was one of the things that attracted you to Hodges. So what do you say differentiates Hodges University from other universities, not only in Southwest Florida, but around the country?
Well, there are about three things that come right off the top of my head. The first is that, as we discussed earlier, Hodges was born and raised in Southwest Florida. We started as International College in 1990. By the way, this is obviously, if you do the math, our 25th anniversary, and we're going to have celebrations all year round, celebrating that feat of being here 25 years. So that's the first thing. Our employees live here, our employees work here, and our money stays here. And we support the local community, and that's the first thing that really sets us apart. The second thing, when you look at the demographics of our students, we're 56% students of color, we're 66% women, and we're 63% adults over the age of 23. Our average age of our student is 33. So we look a little bit more like a community college than we do a private university, but the reality is we work with a lot of adult students who don't always get a chance in other institutions. The third thing that sets us apart is the passion that our faculty and staff have for helping our students be successful. We have hundreds of stories of alumni being successful that really got a second chance here at Hodges University, or first chance depending on when they started. Those are the three things that come to mind that really set us apart.
Now, when you come in, and a guy with your background, you had a lot of options, but you selected to choose Hodges University to be the interim president. Any particular reason why you chose Hodges?
There is. There are. The first reason is the work that Hodges does with the community. I was born and raised in a small town. My father was the mayor at one point. My mother was the chair of the school board at one point. When I went back to work with them, I was the president of a Rotary. I was president of the chamber. And so my background and my values are really centered in community and drilled into me by my parents from the time I was a little kid, and my brothers and sisters as well. And so we all have given back. And when I did my research on Hodges University before I came for the interview and realized how deeply involved Hodges has been in this community, I felt a very natural camaraderie and fit with the kind of work that they do.
Right, Hodges certainly has that family feel, and I can speak to that personally, having been associated, Lee Pitts Live that is, associated with Hodges for over 20 years. That family feel Do you think that will continue under your administration? That's something you embrace and want to make sure it even percolates more?
Absolutely. When I got here, things were, as you know, a little bit rough. Enrollment had dropped, as it has in a lot of institutions. We had to work really hard to square the budget, and we've done all of that. And my focus over the first 3 or 4 months really has been on recreating a culture of respect and dignity for our faculty and our staff, to make them want to come to work, make them want to come here and do the work that they've been doing with our students.
What surprises you most about the university?
You know, Lee, I think what surprises me most about the university is the family feel. You know, you hear a lot, and I've been around, you hear a lot of people say, well, we've got that family feel, and we really take care of our people, and not all universities do that. I was really pleased to see that it happens here at Hodges University. One of the things that I said right from day one is that it isn't the great programs that make a university, it isn't the great facilities that we have that make a university, it's the people. And the people at this institution really work hard to help students be successful. And it isn't that it surprised me, it was just that I was glad to see it was really true.
Excellent. Now, talk about the changes that you may have made since you've been here that you see are going to impact Hodges University in a positive way in the long term.
Okay, great question. I appreciate that. The first change that we made is we're rewriting a 3-year strategic plan. So we took a real close look at our mission statement, our vision statement, and the goals to make sure that we had a path to get to that vision. We, a month ago in February, I closed the university entirely. I canceled all classes for a day. And I brought over 200 people together in Naples with community people and students to talk about our vision, to talk about our mission, and
Impressive.
to talk about our challenges, and to start rewriting all that. And just this week, we've got drafts that we're ready to bring out internally first to make sure that our faculty and staff are in agreement with where we're headed, and then externally, and then ultimately to the board for approval.
And to that point, before you even arrived here to do this discussion, I was talking to one of the students from Hodges University, and I inquired about you, and he said, he really means open door policy when he says open door policy. Of course, I'm surprising you with this point. And he said that when you walk past people, you actually acknowledge that they exist. And you, I don't see him in here right now, but speak to that, the open door policy and your ability to listen to people.
Well, a couple of things. You know, we've been around for a while, and one of the things that I've learned in my travels is how important, when you're the leader, how important it is to talk to people. And my quick story is that I was walking down the hall one day at another institution a long time ago, and I saw somebody out of the corner of my eye, but I was reading something as I walked by, and I didn't say anything. About 3 days later, a faculty member that I really respected said to me, how come you're mad at so-and-so? And I said, I'm not mad at so-and-so. They said, well, you walked by him the other day and you didn't say hello.
Really? Okay.
And I said, but I didn't see him. He said, doesn't matter. He felt like you were mad at him. And it was a lesson for me to never walk by somebody without at least a smile or a hello or how you doing or something, especially when you're the president. You got to walk that talk. If you're going to say be kind and be respectful, then you got to act it. And so I've tried to do that with faculty, staff, and with students.
Now, we encourage people to go to the Hodges University website, hodges.edu. When people go to your website, is it fair to say that they will be able to navigate and pretty much have a real good feel of Hodges, the curriculum, and where they may consider going with their monies?
I wish you hadn't asked me that question, but since you have, I'll answer it. Our website isn't the best website I've ever seen. It's good, but it's going to get better. We're going to redo it because we're really at a point where it is easy to get around, but we want to make it easier. It's kind of like you're good, but you want to be better. Well, our website's good, but we want it to be better. So I do think we have all the information that people need on that website. We certainly have contact information. And Lee, I know this is dangerous for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you're watching this show, and I know that you have an amazing number of people that watch this show, and I'm totally in awe of that. If you don't get an answer when you call Hodges University, you ask for me, because you'll get an answer from me.
Outstanding. I like your style. With about 1 minute left.
Yes.
When 5 years from now, when we look at Hodges University, in your crystal ball, what would it look like?
In 5 years, Hodges University is going to be the college of choice for people in Lee and Collier County, because we're going to give the kind of access to our university that no one else can touch. And we're going to have to work toward that, because right now we're not quite there. And we want to make sure that, as I said to somebody in the public last week, when people think of education in Southwest Florida, I want the first university that they think of to be Hodges University, and not my good friends over at Dr. Bradshaw's institution.
Oh man, you're so direct. Well, Dr. Borofsky, it's been a pleasure having you for our first inaugural at Hodges University. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of great times together on Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate you being here, and appreciate your doing this taping here in Hodges University.
All right, stay right there. We're gonna be at Hodges University for the next 4 weeks for our viewers. We're gonna have some interesting guests that come throughout these next 4 weeks, so you be sure to stay tuned to Hodges University. Lee Pitts Live at Hodges University at the Lee Pitts Student Union Center. We're gonna go to a break. When we come back, we'll talk girl talk right here at Hodges University. We'll be right back.